Hello everyone, welcome back to part two of my end of year, what we know so far, summary, update thing. So carrying on talking about the countries that we know of so far for next year. So let's talk about some countries that I didn't talk about in the first part. I think I stopped at about halfway through, otherwise it would be too long. So there's so many national finals going on next year, more than ever before. It feels like just when we thought that was it for national finals, we hear that Moldova are having a national final in March, and you've got Malta as well, Ireland, Romania. I mean, at this rate, there'll be like 10 countries that are not having a national selection, so there's going to be so many. I mean, surely there can't be another country that announces a national final. And you've got two big ones, Norway Melody Grand Prix and Melody Festivalen for Sweden. I always have high expectations for Norway, and I don't think it'll be any different this year. The only difference is usually over the past few years they release the songs over the course of a few weeks. So usually they'll release the first lot of semi-final songs on a Monday, and then the live show will be on that weekend, and then they'll do the same on a Monday, and it'll be like that for the next 5 weeks. But this year they're actually releasing all of them on one day. I think there's about 20, 20, 21, 22. And they're all coming out on the 10th of January, I believe, so all in one go. So that's a bit of a different way of doing it. You could say it's better that way because you're not waiting so long every week. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I always do. I think this year is actually the 60th anniversary of Melody Grand Prix, so I imagine it'll be quite a big show. We've heard as well from interviews from people who are involved in it or in charge of it that there's a big range of musical genres. We don't know if anybody's coming back. I can't really imagine Kino coming back again for a third year, or Rayleigh, she's done it like twice. So will she do it again 3 years in a row? Maybe. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And we also know there won't be an audience for the live shows because of COVID, so that's no surprise, really. In fact, I won't be surprised if, because of COVID and the Omicron variant, there might not be a lot of live audiences in other national finals either. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it continues that way, but let's hope it'll be okay for actual Eurovision itself in May, hopefully. Well, actually, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but talking about live audiences, if we think back to Rotterdam, I actually had no problem at all with there not being a big audience in the arena in Rotterdam. I actually, in a way, I kind of prefer it. I've said this in videos before. I like the fact that there wasn't a huge audience waving their flags. It just, sometimes it's better that way because you can see more of what's going on the stage. So I wouldn't really have a problem if in Turing there's not a big audience either. But there's different ways of looking at it. But yeah, I don't mind. I think in some ways it worked out quite well. So that was a bit of a tangent I went off then. But I talked about Norway and Melody Festival in Sweden. Lots of people coming back, as we all know. You've got Sean Lundvik, Robin Bengtsson, Anna Bergendahl, Liamo, and there's more. There's at least like 5 more. So yeah, lots of returnees. What I find interesting and what I feel has saved the lineup of Melfest is the fact we've got, first of all, Lilla Sister. And I said before that I wanted them to come back, so I'm happy that they have because I really liked this song in 2021, yeah, this year, Pretender. So I'm glad that they're coming back. And there's also two other rock bands. There's a band called Tribe Friday, which I think are like an emo kind of punk band. And there's an all-female rock band as well. So I like the fact that they have actually got a bit of diversity in there, can you believe? So I think having those three bands has kind of saved the lineup and made it a bit more diverse. But even so, as much as I would love Sweden to sing something different, I'm not really expecting them to. It'll probably still end up being a male pop song. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to it anyway. There's also San Marino's national final. I haven't properly looked at the list of people, but what I do know is that Elise from the Czech Republic is taking part for San Marino as well. I assume it's with the same song that she had for Czech Republic, and I didn't know this was possible. I had no idea you were allowed to do this, to take part in another country's national final in the same year. I don't know if that's been done before, but apparently she is taking part. So, yeah, I didn't know that was allowed, but apparently it is true. So we'll see her there as well. Um, I imagine there'll be quite a lot of Italian influence in this. You never know, we might end up having an Italian song representing San Marino. That would be cool. Another national final I'm looking forward to is Ukraine. Really looking forward to that, although I think it would be very hard for Ukraine to do even better than Go A. Hopefully, we will continue the legacy of Go A in some way, and Ukraine can give us something really cool. Yeah, I've always got high expectations for them. But one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to it is because my favourite from 2018's Vidbeer, I think this new national selection is not called Vidbeer. I think they've changed the name of it. I'm not sure what it's called. But in 2018, there was a song called The Forest Song from Vilna, which I still really like. And she's changed her stage name to, I think it's like Area, and she's taken part this year. And I'm really looking forward to that because I really liked her song and the style of it in 2018. So I'm looking forward to her. A country, I think, this isn't a national final, it's one of the internal countries. A country I think is worth really keeping an eye on is definitely Armenia, especially because they've just won Junior Eurovision, which I actually watched. I watched the whole final on Sunday night. The first time I've properly sat down and watched it in full. I've only ever briefly watched it before when Wales were in it. We haven't been in it since the pandemic started, so hopefully we'll come back at some point. But I actually watched the whole thing, the final, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was a really good quality of songs and the whole production as well. I really liked it. It was like watching a mini Eurovision, and Armenia, the big favourite, they won. Deserved. I think they were really good. It's a good song as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Marlena in the adult Eurovision in a few years' time. So because of Armenia's success at Junior Eurovision, I think everyone will be watching Armenia this year very closely, and I think there'll be a lot of high expectations for Armenia. I still think they should just send Athena because she's missed out on 2 years now, so I imagine she's at least in the running to represent them, but they should just automatically send her, really. It's fair enough. So I know I haven't talked about every single country, but let's just sum up everything. How do I do that? Well, I'm looking forward to pretty much everything, making more reaction videos, following as many national finals as I can, looking forward to what my favourite could be. I have to say, I'm kind of nervous about Sanremo because, Italy was my favourite this year, and they've been my favourite a lot over the past few years. I'm basically an Italian fan when it comes to Eurovision. I am one of those stans of Italy. Um, they were my favourite in 2019, and then it's 2017. Um, yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Italy in Eurovision, and you know how much I loved Magasking Zitia Bruni, how I was desperate for that to win, and it did, and now it's like my favourite winner of all time. But now I'm thinking, can they really be my winner again next year or this year? I just think, how can you do even better than Magasking? Um, so I would be very impressed if Italy ended up being my winner yet again. That would be very impressive. But they always give us quality, and there's always really high expectations of them. I just hope they give us more quality. I hope they send something amazing yet again. Even though they're the host country, I hope that shouldn't really affect them because it's Italy and they are like one of the best countries in Eurovision. Um, so yeah, I'm hoping I like something in Sanremo. But you never know. Maybe Italy won't be my favourite this year. It could be a completely different country that isn't usually my favourite. So we'll wait and see. In terms of Italy altering actually hosting the show, there's a lot that we actually don't know yet that we usually do know by now. Although I think some people kind of expected that from Italy's organisation, maybe. But usually by now we know who's hosting. I think we'll find that out after Sanremo, apparently. We don't know a slogan or a logo, and I'm sure by now we should know that. I think there should be something to do with mountains in the logo because Turin is surrounded by the Alps mountains. That would be cool. We do know a little bit about the stage. Apparently, it's going to be rotating, or it'll have some sort of rotating platform somewhere. But yeah, we don't know who's hosting. Nothing about tickets being released. Could that be because of COVID, maybe, or they just haven't been announced yet? I don't know. But yeah, there's in terms of the actual show itself, there's still a few things that we don't know, which we usually do by now. And also, the semi final allocation draw. Surely, I was thinking this the other day, don't they normally do that before the end of the year in like November or something? They haven't done that yet. And I'm sure all these things usually happen before the new year. So I'm sure it'll happen very soon at some point. So I think I've gone through a fair amount of stuff in both videos. I just hope that Eurovision 2022 is just as good as 2021. Let's hope it will be. Let me know in the comments below any of your opinions on what I've talked about in this video or even in the last video. What are you most looking forward to? What expectations do you have? Anything at all, let me know. And I think that's it. So thank you for watching. Have a very good Christmas, and I should hopefully see you before the new year at some point. So yeah, thank you for watching everyone. Merry Christmas and see you soon. Bye.